Hey guys, it's Mary, and welcome to the first episode of Mondays with Mary. Now, this is something we're going to try, and hopefully I will be good and be able to continue doing this every Monday. And so my thought is, what I'd like to do is pick a project, whether it be stenciling, stamping, coloring, techniques, whatever. And the colors that I'm choosing are going to be decided by a random number generator using the color cubes, which if you've been following me, I got the color cubes and all the electronic versions last year. I think middle of last year, beginning of last year. I don't know. All I know is that I haven't touched them except to look at them, and because they're so pretty. So I thought this would be good because it's going to help think outside the box color-wise. Because I don't know about you, but I gravitate to certain colors. And usually they're purples and teals. And if we're talking flowers, it's pinks, yellows. We'll see. So for this first one, the random number generator picked 393. And I will post that so that you know I did use the random generator. And this is the colors we came up with. So we've got green, a gold, a pink, a red, and a black, which is, I think for the first one, eases down into like a normal color combination. The thing I like about the cards is that it gives you, the picture gives you the colors that they've used, and then when you flip it over, it has variations of the color. So they're using artichoke, which let me show you. Closest I could come with that was the evergreen. I'm not going to do it heavy. I'm going to do it more on the light side. And then caramel. I've got a green gold. All of these are going to be Altenew this week colors. I am expecting, I bought all of the little mini cubes from Tailored Expression. And I've got all of the colors from Pink Fresh. So we're going to mix it up. Manufacturer wise. So, and then I pick Rogue for the burnt sienna, and Crimson for the scarlet, and then Jet Black for the black. So that is the colors we're using. So I decided, a few weeks ago, Tailored Expressions had a like a bundle pack. I think it was for January or whatever, and in it was creating quads, and it's called poster prints. So these are the card fronts that we'll be making. And since I want to be able to incorporate all of the colors, and it looks like they've used several different colors also. But if you're not familiar with the Creative Quads, you've got one stencil that has 4 quads. And each one of these in the end will make a card front. And so this builds on that, which builds on that, which builds on that. So on some of them, it's easy to just do like stencil 1, all one color, stencil 2, all of a different color. But because it is florals, and we've got several colors, I mapped it out as far as on my like level 2 is going to be the gold, pink, red, and green. So it's a little bit slower that way, but in this case, it will look better because we're doing flowers. When you're doing like, we've had hexagons. She's come out with birthday cakes and balloons and stuff, and so that's more conducive to doing one color per layer, for stencil. So, all right, so I am using Taylor's cardstock. I've never done this before, and it's cut specifically for the stencils. And it's a pretty thick, it's 100 pounds, it's pretty thick. But like I said, I bought the regular quad paper and a pack of the slim lines. So we'll see. So if you're not familiar, there are, if you're using your own paper, then there's the little markers so that you can line it up with a little pencil mark. There's also, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's also an etched line. So since this paper matches perfectly the etched line, I'm going to match the etched line to the paper. And then if you do that for every stencil, then everything's going to turn out perfectly. And I'm working on Tim Holtz grip mat, and it's gripping my paper, but there isn't a lot of area here to hold it, hold the stencil itself. So I'm going to tape it down right there. So this first layer we're going to do is all green. So that's going to be easy. So you do have to be careful with this one. This particular one isn't bad, but some of them are very have little tiny pieces. So when you're laying down your color, you need to be careful when you're going back and forth in different directions that you're not grabbing and pulling on little tiny pieces of the stencil that might stick up and rip. So I'm deliberately letting it just have some different tones, lights and darks. So let me know in comments if you've ever used a quad from Taylor before. Last year she had a quad of the month club, which I was part of. You know, I had joined, but then she decided she wasn't going to do it anymore. She said they're going to do something different, but they have not announced it yet. So we'll see. So when you're using a stencil, unless you purposely want like one side to be super heavy compared, then you want to go back and forth in your wax on, wax off circles. So, all right. So that's our green layer. Let me put a little bit more right there. All right. So we're done with stencil number 1. And that's another good thing when I think about it, that sometimes other layering stencils, you know, you might have to go back to one because you want to do all the flowers first, and there's flowers and leaves on one, so then you go back to do the leaves later or whatever. So this is pretty easy. Let's see how we are there. Perfect. Okay. All right. So now is when we have to think. So we're going to use the gold here, the peachy pink there, the red there, and then we're going to do gold here also. So let's do the gold first. Also, let me know in comments if you use stencils of any kind, and if you do, what your favorite ones are. I just was organizing all of my regular stencils, and gosh, I have so many of them. But there's so, I mean, you can do so much with stencils, you know, besides ink blending like this. There we go. See, we gotta be careful. All right, I didn't have that down good enough, so hold on. Let's reposition it. All right. Whew. All right. This one's just slightly off. There we go. All right. there is 3 little dots right there. Let me see what that goes to. We're going to mask that off because I am not sure, but I'm positive it's not pink. So we'll see. All right. Let me get my brush. This is a pretty color. Oh, speaking of colors. Okay, so let me know if you use Tailored Expressions inks, because like I said, I bought the bundle and it's coming in a few days. And I did read where, well, I heard a video that her inks are different because they're not water-based. So they are more archival, which is probably why her colors can get so deep like they are. So I'm anxious to use them and see how they are. All right. I get a little bit darker at the bottom of those flowers. And I'm going to go back to the pink and use a smaller brush so I can get a little bit more color. Right there. All right. So I think layer 2 is done. I could see where I moved that stencil when it grabbed all of a sudden. So we'll see if we can do something with that. All right, so number 3. All right, there we go. just a touch right here. As it's getting darker outside, I'm losing the natural light, so it's getting a little bit more harder to see. All right, so for this layer, we're going to do gold, pink, and red, and then pink. So pink and pink here, because we did red before, yeah. All right, so let's do the pinks. So since I'm going to try to do this Mondays with Mary every week, let me know if there's certain things that you'd like to see, techniques, or anything, and I'll see what I could do. I like using the random number generator because, like I said, it will help me use colors that I normally would not. So it's always good to think outside the box. It's just hard sometimes to actually do it. Right. And now crimson. And then this one will be all done. So let me know also if you have the color cubes or the electronic version or both. When I purchased it, I wanted the cubes because I wanted something that I could hold on to and you know, compare colors with what I have, because, you know, electronic is great, but it really depends on the screen you're looking at. So it's nice to, you know, go through them on the app you know, on the electronic version, pick the ones you like and then pull those cards to match your inks. All right, so 3 is done. Let's see what we look like. Pretty. All right, so this is our last layer. Let me see. That looks good. I think that all looks good. All right, so we are using black on everything for this layer. You know, maybe not black, but maybe, hold on. Maybe morning mist. Let's see. Let's see what morning mist looks like. Yeah, I think morning mist would be good. It's just a little bit less than black. So this is Versifying Clair Morning Mist. Now I could have done the black lighter, but I have a heavy hand. Even when I go in and in my mind I'm thinking light, 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 it doesn't work. These hands are just heavy. So something a little bit lighter is a good thing. Especially for these little swirlies in the background. Oh, I forgot this here. I think I got them all right there. Yep. All right, we just have this one left. Right, we are almost done with the coloring and the blending. Oh, I think I got them all. Nope, I still have the two pinks right there. Okay, hold on. It's funny, it only happens when I'm on this side. All right. Okay. All right, now this versifying is going to take a little bit longer to dry. All right, let's go back to those little dots. Now that which one had the little dots? Isn't that funny? Let's look. Here's number 2, 4, here it is. All right, so the dots should be right there in the pink because it's like buds. So let's go back and fix that. Can you tell I've never used this stencil before, or I would have noticed that. Or known at least what they were for. All right, there we go. All right, let me put this away and then we will cut these. Let me wash my hands before I get ink all over the place. All right. All right, so there we go. All right, let me get a baby wipe from my fingers. They're very artsy. I think that's what they call it. Oh, poster prints. It's very artsy. Especially this one. All right. So the paper is 8 by 10 and a half. So we need to cut it at 4 and then 5 1/4. So we'll cut them at 4. and 5 1/4. And one more at 5 1/4. This cutter is not happy. All right, so it cuts it so that you can back it, and I think these would look very pretty with a little bit of black peeking out. There's those two, and then these two. Little sentiment. It's all good. All right, so that's it. So let me know in comments all the questions that I've asked you. Let's see. Do you use layering stencils or stencils at all? Have you used quads before? What would you like to see on the Mondays with Mary series? And have you used Tailored Expressions ink pads, and how do you like them? I think I covered all the questions, but I'm not sure. So that's it. If you like the video, please hit that like button. It does a whole lot for your little YouTube channel standings with YouTube. So, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do that by hitting the subscribe button. And then there's a bell to send you notifications when there's a new video. I try to do 2 a week. Sometimes it's a little bit longer if life happens, because life, it's always getting in the way. Yeah, I think that's it. The most important is that like button, though there is a share button if you would like to share. So, so that's it. We're going to wrap this one up, and I thank you. If you're a current subscriber, thank you so much. It means the world. It really does. I think that's all I wanted to say. All right, so I'm done saying too. All right, so until next time, stay safe, stay well, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.